What's up, you guys? It's Rap here. Today I'm going to be covering Palantir Technologies, ticker symbol PLTR, on the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame in anticipation for Monday's trading day, April the 19th. I also do want to cover the short interest as well because I think that's a relevant thing to cover within Palantir. But before we hop into all this kind of stuff, if you guys can, do me a huge favor, drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and remember to ring that bell. When you do those three things for me, it really goes a long ways with the YouTube algorithm and helps me out get a further reach here on YouTube, since I'm still a very small channel at 700 and I think I'm at 725-ish subs now. So it really helps me get out there, and I want to continue my YouTube journey. So you guys can just take a second, drop that like, hit that subscribe, and remember to ring that bell. But let's go ahead and hop over here into Ortex really quickly. So I use Ortex personally instead of Fintel to look at short interest and look for more things within a stock. The huge thing that I want to do is I want to take a look at multiple things, and Ortex kind of gives it to you on this really nice dashboard. So you can see that analysts, so 3 have it, Palantir set as a sell, 3 as a hold, 2 as a buy. Target price is $25.57 price, and then possible return is 13.8%. So kind of thing. So there's a lot of people there's a lot of data within Ortex, which I really like about it. And the huge thing that I really use right now is I use this short interest. And the huge thing is with short interest is just sometimes trying to understand a little bit of the price movement. And currently Palantir has a short interest or free float of 6.25%. And a current short interest is 76.99 million, which is far greater than what was reported on the exchange as of March 31st, which was 57.74 million shares. So part of the reason why we might be seeing such a harsh sell-off is people also selling the stock because buy the rumor, sell the news, that philosophy, and then also shorters coming in and kind of hammering the stock down even more. The huge thing that I've looked at is the short interest has actually decreased on Friday of 1.92%. The current utilization of short shares is 30.47%. 7 days ago, it was about 30%. The cost to borrow is very low at 0.44. The days to cover is 0.43, so roughly about half a day for only the shorts to cover their position. So if we opened up the stock market and said, all right, shorts cover your position, no one buy anything, it would take them 0.43 of a day to cover their position. The shares on loan is sitting at 37.99 million, and the percentage of free float on loan is roughly about 3%, and the estimated short interest or free float was at 6.38%. We were sitting at 6.25, and we saw a decrease of about 1.92% there on Friday. So overall, the short interest, Palantir is not a heavily shorted stock like several other stocks like AMC and GME are the two prime examples. SOS is another one. So it's not really that heavily of a shorted stock. So it's just something to take a look at and then just kind of understand maybe part of the reason why the stock might be moving down. Now let's go ahead and hop over here into Webull and cover the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame and kind of give like a bullish or bearish idea of where the stock might be going. But overall, for Palantir, it finished down about 3% for the day. It did have a continuous sell-off over essentially Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday kind of thing. So the shorts have definitely benefited from Palantir going down so much. The huge thing that I want to highlight here is the support here at 2280 that we had coming into the open. We actually broke through it during the later part of the day and had our low of 2230. Now, the huge thing with this is 2280 was a very, very strong support for us. And you can see how many times we bounced off of it and we held it for so long and then we lost it. So the fact that we lost it tells me that there's a lot of selling pressure on Palantir, which doesn't surprise me between the short interest and then the people selling after Palantir. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this as an opportunity to buy the dip and dollar cost average myself down. And what dollar cost averaging down means is if I bought the position at $24, it's now currently worth $22.47. So I bought 10 shares at $22.47. What that will do is it will mathematically drive down my dollar cost average because I bought the stock cheaper than what I previously had it for. And it's a good way of kind of not selling your shares when you have such a down day kind of thing. And keep in mind that the stock market is a long-term investment. It is not a short-term investment. I don't know what really exactly to say right now with this bull market since 2010. I mean, we've had an absolute strong bull market since 2010. We did have the COVID drop last year kind of thing, but we did recover and we still are going on, and we're still setting record highs on the Dow. We're still setting record highs on the S&P. So we are setting record highs and we are still in a very bullish kind of market. So we have to keep that in mind, that we are very spoiled by this. And like, there's one day going to be a market where we won't have a bull market. It's going to happen. Call me a bear, call me a Debbie Downer kind of thing, whatever you want to call me, but it's going to happen eventually one day because we have to cool off eventually. But what I'm trying to get to the point of is I invest in Palantir for long term because I know Palantir in 5 or 10 years is not going to be worth $22.47. It's going to be worth well more than that. So I'm taking opportunities to dollar cost average myself down and strengthen my position in Palantir and maximize my gains in that 5 or 10 year time frame. Now, keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Take whatever I say with a grain of salt and do your own due diligence. That is your responsibility. This is purely for informational or entertainment purposes kind of thing. So, but anyways, hopping back in here, covering this, I apologize about the rant, but it was needed. So with Palantir sitting here at $22.30, the huge thing that I'm going to be looking for on Monday is the stock going to bounce off of $22 or are we going to break through $22? $22 seems like the next level of psychological support for me. And if we break down through $22, where are we going? Kind of thing. To the upside, I would like to see us retest $22.80 and get back above it because we did test it so many times here within this 1 minute time frame. And it's going to be a hard battle because of how many times we tested it. So the more times you test a resistance/support, the stronger and stronger it gets. So the fact that we tested it so much within the close time frame, it's going to be hard to break above that. But I would look hopefully in an upwards direction that we have that upwards trend. Now, hopping out here to the 5-day, 5-minute, you can see exactly when demo day happened. And what happened is everyone bought in the demo day. This is Tuesday here. Demo day happened on Wednesday. Demo day happened. We hit our high of 26.20 and then we just started our sell-off. Now, the huge thing is this is a very, very harsh sell-off. And it's just, I knew we were going to buy the rumor and we were going to sell the news, but I didn't think we were going to pull back this much. And to me, this is a very, very like bad pullback in my eyes, at least. And I think we're borderline getting to the point where we're oversold. We can confirm that on the monthly chart, or we can really hop out to more of the macro charts and take a look at it. But it definitely feels like the value of the stock should at least remain around around $23-ish. But taking a look here at the RSI, we're sitting at 53.67 in the after hours. And taking a look at the MACD, really, we're not terribly overextended as we were on Thursday and as we were on Wednesday, which is a good sign. It means IV is going to slowly start coming down. And that's the huge thing that I look at for the MACD, is because the MACD is kind of inflective of IV. If we're really overextended, we're going to see a little bit of an increase in IV. And when I say IV, it stands for implied volatility. And what implied volatility is essentially the price movement expected within that given contract. And when you have a high implied volatility, that contract for the option is going to be far more expensive than a low implied volatility. So the best thing to do is to buy at a low implied volatility point and then to sell at a high implied volatility point. That way you at least get more value for the contract, even if the price didn't move a single penny. If you bought a low IV contract and sold a high IV contract, you would benefit money even if nothing moved. That's kind of the crazy thing about options. But taking a look here at the 5-day, 5-minute time frame, is we're trading below the 120-day moving average and the 30-day moving average. So what we really need to do is we really need to get back above both of those and kind of turn this, kind of say, okay, all right, fine. We sold all of our news and everything like that. Now let's get back and get moving in the positive direction. Now I'm sure Palantir is a wonderful company. The only thing that they do is they do suffer from insider trading, which is a huge red flag to a lot of people. Personally, to me, I understand, like, if you're at a company for a lot of years, then there's going to be some form of insider trading. It's just, I take a look at it and I see, are they buying or are they selling within the inside of the company? But the MACD overall is pointing towards a bullish signal here towards the close. However, we do have a reversal here, so it is bearish. But if we hop out here to the monthly time frame, I really prefer the monthly time frame because it helps us really understand the price movement of a stock over the whole entire month. And that's the reason why I focus on the monthly time frame is because I'm a long-term investor. People can focus more on the 5-day or the day time frame as a more short-term investor, but I prefer the month time frame because it'll help me understand where the stock really is, kind of thing. And when we take a look here, we hit our low of $20 here on the 30th of March. And then the next thing that I really take a look at here is we're sitting here at $22. How many times have we been here before? We were back here on the 26th and the 25th. So most recently, we've been here a couple of times, but each time that we've kind of been in this range, we've either sold off down to $20 or we've ripped up here to 23. So that's really what I'm going to be looking for is, can we keep $22 as that support? If we can keep $22 as that support, then I think the stock should be perfectly fine and should have a nice bounce off of $22, and we should be able to get to $22.80 and hopefully reclaim that as support and then be back above $23. Now, the other huge thing that I'm taking a look at here is the RSI is sitting really low. The RSI is measured on a scale from 30 to 70. Anything below 30 is considered oversold. Anything above 70 is considered overbought. So the fact that we're sitting at 32 says that we're borderline oversold. And what did I say earlier? I felt like we were oversold. And it's confirmation. We are pretty much oversold. If we go down any more, I'm going to be really doubling down heavy on Palantir because under $22, I feel like is my buy heavy target from Palantir. Remember, not financial advisor, not financial advice. That's my buy heavy target. Your buy heavy target might be completely different. But taking a look here at the MACD, we really can see how the past 2 days were not so volatile versus how Tuesday's price action was really volatile when we had that huge day, which was absolutely phenomenal. And I was dancing around the moon because I love Palantir. But if we take a look here at the MACD, we do kind of have a little bit of a reversal. So it looks like it's a bearish mark here on the MACD perspective on the 1 month, 1 hour chart, which kind of makes sense because we do have the 30-day MA hooking down here. And then we also have the 120-day moving average on a very slight downward hook. So it does confirm that we are in very bearish territory when we couple the MACD with the RSI and then along with the two moving averages. So we definitely are in a very bearish territory. But honestly, when we're down this low before, when we were down here on this day, I mean, we pretty much had a sideways trading day and then we rallied up the next day. So I don't think Palantir, personally, in my opinion, is going to sell off much more. I think we've we're pretty much either about a couple inches below a couple inches above the bottom of the barrel, but I don't think we have much further to go, because when we take a look at these indicators, we're pretty much oversold kind of thing. So that's really what I'm looking at for Palantir. I'm hoping on Monday, that bullish case, we test 2280, we reclaim it as a support. And then as a bear case, if we break down through $22, it's not going to be a good sign for the stock. But if we do break down below $22, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a harsh breakdown and then we have a very quick bounce after that, because we are really oversold here on the RSI. And if we zoom out here, when we visited $20, we were pretty much sitting at the same exact point that we are now. We were sitting at 32.19 when we touched $20, and we're sitting at 32.21. So we're pretty darn close. So really, the stock is definitely ready to bounce back up and get more of a bullish momentum behind it. Now, will it happen tomorrow, or will it happen Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? I don't know. But what the indicators are telling me, that this stock is pretty much borderline oversold kind of thing. So that's what I got for you guys today. If you guys can, do me a huge favor, drop a like down on the video, hit that subscribe button, remember to ring that bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.